Hey everyone, today on Common Sense, I'm sitting down with financial expert Patti Young. Hey Patti.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
So you ready to chat money?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Okay.
How long have you been working in the financial world?
I hate to tell you this, but 45 years.
Wow. Was it always something you wanted to do?
No, it was not. When I first graduated high school, I thought I wanted to be a stewardess, but that didn't work out in my plans. So I interviewed with the bank, got the job, and story's how it is today. Still in banking. Love it. Absolutely love it.
So because it wasn't your plan, I imagine there was some things to learn on the fly and navigate, but you feel like this is your world now.
Yes, it's definitely my world.
I'm a little curious about what made you go from stewardess maybe not working out to, okay, I'll interview for a financial job.
Well, I think mainly because the convenience of being at home and newly married, and I guess stability, knowing this is where I'm going to be. So that's why. Very young, 18, so not really knowing, but now knowing that I made the right choice.
That's great. What areas of the financial world would you consider yourself to be an expert in?
Operations. I'm more in the back, not in retail so much with the customers, face to face, but in the back. That's where I thrive, and I like it. I like both, but that's where I do thrive.
So for those of us that don't have a great view of what goes on behind the scenes at a bank, what is your day-to-day like with Hometown?
Well, I always say we're kind of the brains behind the people because we make things happen that they do out in the front with the customers. We make it happen in the back. So everything works together, but we're kind of the final part.
Takes both teams,
It does.
I'm sure.
It does. It takes both. And I think a lot of people don't realize what goes on behind the scenes because all you see is the front. So
I would imagine it's kind of like the tip of an iceberg, the retail part, and then the bottom part of the iceberg is kind of the operations and behind the scenes.
It is. It's the day-to-day, keeping up with what they've done out front and meeting the customer, greeting the customer, and getting them on board with us, and then we keep it going for the customer.
Well, with that in mind, what would you say is your favorite part of doing that work?
I would say at my age now, it is seeing young people grow, not just as bankers, but as individuals, and just living life to their fullest potential.
And do you think, I know the operations part is behind the scenes, but do you still get a good view of seeing people's stories and seeing them flourish through the years
Yes.
having used the bank?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Yes, because, they start out when they're 18, and then now, 20-something years later, they have kids, they're married. You see all those stages in their lives, and it's just very refreshing.
I bet. And to be an integral part of the story that got them there.
Yeah, we're one big, really family because we're with each other more hours than we really are with our own families. So we have a lot of ties.
It's good that you like it then.
I do. I love it.
What is one financial lesson that you have either used personally or maybe implemented with your family that you could share with us today?
Well, I always tell my children, don't spend more than you make. And always have a little bit of a nest egg for something that comes up in life that you're not expecting. It's always nice to have that to fall back on. So it would be just to be smart with your money.
Was that something that you found easy to teach in your family, or did it come with some trial and error?
Well, it came with trial and error, but my trial and error mainly because, I was young once and I knew how it was, and you want to instill in them not to make the same mistakes that you made. So, yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of wisdom that can come from just seeing what your parents have done, what your siblings have done even, and learn from that.
Yep, you live and learn for sure.
Okay, let's say that you have an unexpected $1,000 right now today.
Okay.
Would you spend it, save it, or invest it?
At my age, spend it. Tomorrow I might not be here. I just spend it. Have fun.
What would you buy?
I'd probably want to go on a trip and just have a good time. I love going on trips with my husband, with my family, just doing different things. So, yeah, I'd spend it. Definitely spend it. Not just on myself, but on them too.
Do you have any go-to financial resources that you have found helpful, whether it's books or podcasts, apps?
I think it's just living life and, the things that my parents instilled in me to, to work hard and work well with others and be thankful for what you have and not forget where you came from. So really, it's kind of the work ethic that I live by and I want my children to live by. So I kind of go back to my parents. They taught me well.
And that's a great answer and perspective. If you can use your own life as a resource, I'm sure that's going to serve you well.
Yes, it does.
Well, and finally, we're just curious about one money tip or sort of piece of parting advice that anyone listening or watching might be able to use today to get better with money.
I guess really just to be smart with it, to know, it's here today, but it might not be here tomorrow, and just to be really good at making decisions, smart decisions for yourself.
Do you think, I'm just going to make you expand a little bit on that. Do you think that someone that is new to having money or dealing with an income could utilize that in general, or would they need to start with a specific tip? I mean, I'm thinking, do you need to start putting automatic savings in place, or is budgeting something you've benefited from?
I think automatic savings is a great idea because like just in a paycheck that you get, if you have money taken out and put into savings or whatever, you don't see it, so you don't spend it, that type of thing. So I think that works. I know my children are practicing that, and it's working for them. I wish I had done that when I was their age because I'd have a really nice nest egg now. But looking back, I think that's one thing that I would say that's what you need to do starting out.
And it's a relatively simple step to begin with.
It is very simple. And it's always there if you need it. But hopefully, if you don't see it, you won't use it. So,
makes sense to me. Well, Patti, thanks so much for sharing with us today.
Welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
And we'll see you guys next time.